This July the 1st Picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, yes, June the 30th, and we are here to handicap the full slate of MLB action for Tuesday, July the 1st. We get the new month. Joining me in the regular Monday night slot is Mr. Lonte Smith. Lonte, happy Monday. How are we doing?
Man, doing pretty good, man. It's Monday. And really enjoy, starting the week off. I feel like this starting the week off gives you, like, with this specific, the way the games are going, we basically get a new series. It's not as many games on Monday to preview on Sunday. So, yeah, I think we get a good glimpse of what's to come for the weekend. It's always good to start off with you, man. We've been doing pretty good, so hopefully we can keep it going.
Yeah, you're right, because you say it's new series. Although they start on the Monday, it's new series to us.
Yep.
It's a new week. You feel like you've reset your profit and loss from last week. But actually, I do feel like the fight back's been on. Personally, the fight back's been on a little bit. I even counted up. I only count up when I do well. 57 and 40 last week, according to the tally site that we use. So 17 games above 100, 109.39 to a £10 stake or a $10 stake where you live. So yeah, happy with that. But our Monday show again, Lonte. Last week we got did we do the Mizurashvili Skeens game? Oh, that might have been me and Dylan. But we got Miami.
I don't think we did. I don't think we did that.
That might have been me and Dylan on the Tuesday. Miami is a big dog behind Cal Quantrill, but we did really well. So yeah, the Mondays have been kind to us. But I know what you mean. You do a fresh set of eyes tend to hit us on a Monday. I was just telling you, the football is currently on in Charlotte, which is, I'm going to say just up the road from you, but I forget that America's quite a big place. So just up the road, it's probably about 4 hours away, isn't it?
Actually, probably about, you can get to Charlotte in about 2 hours, close to 2, just depending on where.
You see, that's still half the length of our country. It blows my mind that, like, you go and visit a friend who lives 3 hours away just for the day. If I've got a friend who lives 3 hours away, like, we'd spend 6 months planning that trip. Like, we wouldn't just go. So I'll come and see you next Christmas or something. That's when we're coming. We're not just coming on Saturday. Like, it's a whole thing. I remember talking to Munaf just that he said he couldn't get out of Texas in 10 hours.
Yeah,
10 hours. I could be in Italy or somewhere. I could be 4 countries over.
Yeah, Texas is quite large, like way larger than North Carolina. So in Texas, like Texas, Florida, California, those are 3 of the biggest states. New York, obviously, Chicago, Florida, like all of those states are really good. But to Munaf's, like basically, one of my uncles lives in Texas, so he lives at the top of Texas, and he can get to Louisiana before he gets to Houston. That's how crazy it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was watching Catfish the other day, and there were some people from Greensboro. I know I'm a 49-year-old man.
I gotta go watch. I gotta go back and see. I gotta go back and see that.
Yeah, I couldn't have thought. And again, it's probably quite a big town, Greensboro. But in my head, there's only 27 people live there. So why didn't you know the 2 people that were on? So you need to go and find it. Was Dewan and Tanier or something? Go and have a look. Right, okay. Enough silliness. Skrills has joined us. Skrills, live from the curb, as per usual. And Ralph Garcia. I haven't spoken to Ralph for a little while. Nice to see Ralph live.
Chicago.
Great avatar, Ralph. I love that. Is that you in your little baseball cap? That's cool. From Chicago, Ralph has joined us. We will start Tuesday with one. In fact, I know the reason why there's a weird afternoon game. It's Canada Day. So happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian listeners. So the game is in Toronto. It is 3:07 Eastern Time. It's the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. It's a really nice looking matchup, actually, between left-handed pitcher Max Fried and Kevin Gausman for Toronto. Minus 165, the Yankees. Obviously short with Fried on the mound. Gausman in the Blue Jays are plus 140. and the total is 8. I got no notes on Max Fried, nothing to say. 10-2, 192 ERA, 0.94 WHIP. Opponents hitting 205 off him. 3 quality starts in a row, including 7 2/3 scoreless against the Rays, a 185 ERA on the road. There's just an endless list of stuff you could trot out for Max Fried that tells you he's very good. The Yankees 6-1 in his last 7 games, and he's only allowed 2 earned runs in 10 of 12, which is pretty impressive, really. Gosman, a bit more of a mixed bag. 6-6, 4.21 ERA. But his home ERA is good, 3.12. The Blue Jays are playing quite well at the moment. I always tended, Johnny Junter, who's come on the show a few times from the Gate 14 podcast, he's always a really good barometer of how the Blue Jays are going. You can tell by his general disposition if the Blue Jays are competitive or if they're going through it. And he's been full of beans lately. He thinks the Blue Jays have got better days ahead. They've been good at home as well. So on Canada Day, I found it hard to take a side. They get 19-11 since May the 26th. The Blue Jays playing well. I'm going to take the little pitching duel. I think Gosman can go okay. A bit of a slow burner in the afternoon. We've been through Fried's numbers. I'll take the under 8 Lonte. Possibly settle for a push here.
Yeah, I like 8. I like under 8 as well. I wanted to take the Yankees, but that number was probably a little bit high, probably like 25 to 30 cents higher than what I wanted it to be. Despite, the Yankees, they took 2 of 3 in the April series versus Toronto. They outscored them 18-9 at home, but that was kind of in the middle of when the Yankees were like on that ascend and they were like hitting home run after home run after home run. So it's hard to take that into consideration coming back to the team that they are now. With Fried on the mound, obviously you routed off all the great stats for him. Second in ERA in the league. I mean, he's been, you know what? It's actually crazy because whenever they signed him, before they signed him, I was like, he was overrated. Like, didn't like him in Atlanta, and then he comes to New York, and he's just looking like Cy Young. But yeah, I like the under. Gosman's been pretty good in June. He only had 1 bad start. That was against Arizona. Outside of that, I mean, 10 earned runs in the 4 other games. So, like, I felt like he's been okay. He's coming off of 8 scoreless at Cleveland. But again, Cleveland's offense is nowhere near as potent as what the Yankees offense is. Gosman does have some walk issues. So if the Yankees can kind of be patient at the plate, I kind of worry there. But again, I think he'll go well. Big day. I think we see maybe a 3-4 type of game here. I really don't know who's going to win it, but let's go 3-4. Somebody wins and we go under. We get under the 8.
That was it. I didn't want to pick the. If you gave me a 10, I'd stick it on the Blue Jays. I think.
Yeah, I would.
In the form of Curry. Aaron Judge was going nuts again yesterday. 2 more. Absolutely ridiculous. 2 more dingers for Judge yesterday. Dylan could have picked him to hit a home run. Okay, next game is 6:35 Eastern. The San Diego Padres are at the Philadelphia Phillies with Nick Pivetta going for San Diego. Left-handed pitcher Christopher Sanchez is on the bump for Philly, who are minus 170. The Padres plus 145. The total on 8.5.
Yeah, this is another tough one, man. I wanted to bet Philly here, but 170 is a little bit too rich. I know Sanchez has been good, and Pivetta's been struggling a bit. I mean, he's got 4+ earned runs in 3 of his last 5 games, but he is coming off 7 scoreless versus Washington. Obviously, I know Washington and Philadelphia, 2 different offenses. He also had 10 Ks there. He's been up and down on the road, similar to what the Padres offense has been. Just like the Padres are a harder team for me to kind of gauge. The Phillies, the tougher the schedule got, they've struggled a bit more. So you've kind of seen them go 500 over the last 10, or maybe you'll see like a 6-4, and then you'll see a 4-6. So they're with that schedule tightening up, like they were rattling off all those wins when they were playing an easier schedule, but now they've been really, really like 500, and they're 2-4 in the last 6. The pitching has been, in great form from the starters. 1.60 ERA last 10. Sanchez has been really good. 5 straight quality starts. No walks in his last 3. No home runs in 6 of his last 7. So not a lot's getting by him. I was going to look under him now, but if I had to take a side, I would probably throw a dart at San Diego, thinking that they get up for this game. But it's kind of hard to trust them, and the price is a little bit too high for me to back Philly. So I was looking at it under. I might want to go San Diego team total under just to be safe, because I do think the Phillies can get to Pivetta if he's not on his game early.
Similar thoughts, Lonte, that again, if you gave me a tenner this time, I would have to take the Padres at the prices. The Phillies bats haven't been great. They were shut out, I think, back-to-back games over the weekend or Friday, Saturday, something like that. Sanchez is all right. He's got it home. Pivetta has gone through it a little bit recently. And Sanchez gets good length, actually. You can really trust him. I think an out prop on Sanchez might be live. I think he's gone 6+ innings in 6 of his last 7 starts. But having said all that, I prefer the pitchers again. Similar to the Yankees Blue Jays game, I prefer the pitchers to the offenses. And 8.5 seems a little bit high, so I'll take the under with you. Next game is a 6:40 Eastern first pitch. The St. Louis Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Pirates, where Andre Pallante for the Cardinals will take on Paul Skeens of the Pirates, and Pittsburgh and Skeens go off -165 favourites. The Cardinals +140, and the total sits at 7. I mean, I'm rolling with this system of kind of having to fade Skeens. We did it last week. Now, last week was the two talking horses last week. It was Tuesday when myself and Dylan handicapped Misiorowski against Skeens, and it was kind of appointment viewing, and I really, really enjoyed it. And we absolutely handicapped it spot on, which was that Skeens would be good, but Misiorowski and the Brewers would live with them, and Pittsburgh wouldn't be able to get it done. Skeens actually had a good start. He had his worst inning, is what happened. He had one inning, and it was a jammed little blooper. I think it was the catcher, Eric Haas, who put a 2-run little jam shot together, and it just turned the whole game around. But Pittsburgh couldn't do enough to keep up with a half-decent pitcher. And I think we have to go through that system again. We've talked about the prices that Skeens goes off at. Now, the only flag in the ointment here is that Pittsburgh actually looked half decent over the weekend. They swept the New York Mets, but the Cardinals are playing well. They're 7-3 in the last 10. They've got a 3-game winning streak going. Palante's form has improved again lately. And I'm happy to stick with it. I think fading the Pirates at +140 will generally be more profitable than not. So I'll take the Cardinals, Lonte.
Mal, man, this is one of my favorite bits of the card so far. Man, St. Louis disrespected right now. I understand the Skeens love, but I mean, St. Louis has won 7 of the last 10 versus Pittsburgh. They've won 7 of the last 10 overall. In those 7 wins, they're averaging 7 runs, which would, if my math is correct, 49 runs in those 7 wins. And they've won 7 of 10 versus Pittsburgh. They won 3 in a row, all of those this year. They took 4 of 6 in the 2 series that they have. And Skeens has never beat St. Louis. He's 0-2 versus them this year. He's got 7 earned and 12 innings pitched. He has pitched in 3 straight road starts, so he's back at home for the first time since June 8th. The bullpen for Pittsburgh has been really, really good, but I mean, I think this is disrespectful to St. Louis. St. Louis hits the ball really, really well. Palante's okay. I mean, 3 or less in 4 straight. He's fairly solid on the road. His hit rate's kind of fluctuated, but I mean, do you really trust Pittsburgh's offense? I mean, I know they had a good series sweep of the Mets. You know, they outscored them 30-4, but I don't really trust their offense. I mean, they're hitting under 220 at home, 3 runs per 9. So, to be honest with you, I think St. Louis is way expensive here. I mean, I think Pittsburgh is way expensive here. St. Louis would be one of my best bets of the day, man. I might lock this up. Not even a dog. I might put this as my lock.
Oh, he's bullish. I love it. The boys are in the chat. Eli has finished work a little bit early to get involved. Love it. And Gio as well. Gentlemen, nice to have you with us. We'll go to a 6:40 Eastern first pitch between the Minnesota Twins and the Miami Marlins. It will be Joe Ryan for the Twins and Edward Cabrera for the Marlins. +115 Miami, -135 Minnesota. Lonte, 7.5 is the total.
Yeah, another one I like, Mal. I like the dog here. The home dog, actually. Cabrera's been really good. 2 or less in 6 straight games. 1.80 ERA in that span. He's not allowing a lot of hits, under 5 hits in his last 3 starts. The Miami offense has been really, really good. I mean, the last 10 games, they're hitting about 270, about 6 runs per 9 on 10 hits. So they're trending up. They've scored 5+ runs in 7 of the last 10. They've won 8 of 10. I think they won 7 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So they've been on fire. I would probably look at their team total to go over as well. They're hitting right around 265 at home. And I know Minnesota's struggling like drastically. They're inconsistent offensively. They're 3-7 in the last 10. I do like Ryan. I like him a lot, actually. He's been really solid this month. But I don't really trust Minnesota to get anything done. I mean, Ryan's just been okay on the road. He's a pitcher that I would like betting, but not against Miami and the way they're trending, especially on offense. So I looked at Miami at the plus price. I wanted to take it over, but I don't really know if Minnesota can kind of get me there. So I'm going to take Miami and their team total over.
I'm absolutely there with you again, Lonte. Joe Ryan has been one of the real positives for the Minnesota Twins. Kind of one of the only situations really where you feel comfortable backing them is when Ryan's pitching. 8-3, 286 ERA, 0.89 WHIP. Can't argue with that. 3 straight quality starts, and the Twins have been winning his starts. But Edward Cabrera's a bit bad. He's really talented, but a little bit streaky. But he's got a decent home ERA. Does struggle with his command. 29 walks from Edward Cabrera, so walk pop's always live. But the Twins are 18-26 on the road, and even though Ryan is a steady presence, you've got a team with a 7-game winning streak. It's baseball on there. You have to take the hot team. Plus 115 for the Marlins. And it's not like they're just throwing darts here. Cabrera is perfectly capable of picking this win up. So I'll take Miami with you, Lonte. Team ride on the underdog Miami Marlins. Every podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is free. Just subscribe to the SGPN feed wherever you usually get your podcasts. If you think you know ball, then you have to enter Circa's football contest with $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There's no rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all extra money goes to the prize pool. In the Circa Million, you pick 5 teams against the spread every week, or go for the ultimate sweat in Circa Survivor. There is even the Circa Grandissimo. I know Lonte's got 2 entries in this. It's $100,000 per entry Survivor contest. You've got to register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. So sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use the promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures. Loads of locations, crypto accepted. mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply at mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. 6:45 Eastern first pitch is the Detroit Tigers at the Washington Nationals. Jack Flaherty goes for the Tigers. For the Nationals, it will be Trevor Williams. Washington plus 135, Detroit minus 160, and the total sits at 9. Detroit got another insane effort from Tarek Skubal again last night. Holy shit, he's quite good at the old pitching. I don't know if you noticed last night that James Wood was intentionally walked 4 times last night, which is only the 4th time in MLB history that someone has been put on 4 times. So that was a nice little quirk from the Sunday night games. Flaherty's numbers aren't particularly great, 4.65 ERA, and the Tigers have lost his last 3 starts. Williams and Washington are both really hard to bet at the moment. Williams with a 5.65 ERA, 2 or more earned runs in 5 straight games. Lots of contact. Righty's hitting 284. Lefty's hitting 301 off him. And in the last 2 weeks, the Washington bullpen ERA is well over 5. So just like runs. I think Flaherty can give us a couple, and Williams can give us a couple more. So I'll take an over 9, Lonte.
Yeah, I like that over well. Detroit actually hits the ball pretty well on the road. I don't really trust Flaherty. Don't really trust Williams. I think you summed it up pretty good. Williams 1-4 in June, 6+ hits in 4 straight. So he's allowing a lot of contact. Detroit's going to take advantage of that. Flaherty, on the other side, he's got 3 straight losses 18 earned runs in those 3 games, 5 home runs in that span as well. In those 3 game span, 3+ walks in his last 4. So nothing going good for him. So I like Washington as well at home. Like I said, both teams have been hitting the ball extremely well. I'm expecting this to be a home run derby type of game. Both teams per 11.7 runs per 9 in their last 10 games. Both teams are over in 6 of the last 10. So I love the over in the spot. And I'll take another home dog, man. I think that's going to be I think it might be a recipe for tonight's show, home underdogs.
Home dogs. Lonte's calling his shot there. Chat has been joined by D. Johnson, who gets in whenever he can. Nathan Cerner, am I supposed to know what goat, turquoise, white horns means? Do you know what that means, Lonte?
I was going to ask you. I didn't know. I have no idea.
It might be I thought it might be some crazy American code. I can't believe I forgot to mention so far, Lonte. Have you watched the little clip of Ryan and Bowser's virtual horse winning the Kentucky Derby?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, mate, it was fucking one of the greatest things I've ever seen. It was late as it happens. Luckily, I've been working, so I came in at 1:30 in the morning, and the race was at 2 in the morning. But if you haven't seen it, I don't want to explain it to you. It's a whole thing. But it was just top quality viewing. I have never seen Ryan so excited. He's normally quite a stoic individual, Ryan. He sort of holds it together. But he was gone like he lost his marbles completely. But it's a good watch. And I think it was $4,000. Like actual, it's a crypto thing, and they play for sort of pretendy money. But I think it was $4,000.
Ryan's rather wealthy.
Yeah.
So that's not surprising.
$4,000 to be a cartoon horse. Mate, it was fucking. And now they can breed it, so you can send your cartoon lady horse to visit it for like $400 a go. I don't know. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it a lot. We get no explanation still of what goat, turquoise, white horns means. Come on, Nathan, give us a clue. We will go to 7:05 Eastern. It's the Athletics against the Tampa Bay Rays. Left-handed pitcher Jeffrey Springs for the A's takes on Shane Baz for Tampa Bay. -170 the Rays, +145 the A's. Total Lonte 8.5.
Yeah, this is another one that I like the over, and another one in that range, kind of like where it's a little bit 30-40 cents more than what I wanted it to be, but I kind of understand it. Tampa's been really good, man. They're 6-4 in the last 10. Baz has actually cleaned it up, 4-0 in his June starts so far. He's coming off 8 scoreless at Kansas City. I know Kansas City's got his offensive struggles, but he's been dealing, man. A low hit rate, under 5 hits in his last 4. Does have some walk issues. He kind of needs to fix up a little bit. Home run issues, he cut them down. He was allowing a lot of home runs early on. As of late, he's been a little bit better with that. I think the total is a little bit short. The A's never had a problem scoring. I mean, and Springs, I don't like going against North Carolina guys now, but I mean, just in the spot, he's facing his former team. I know a lot of emotions are going to be there. He's had 4 quality starts in 5 straight, but it's hard to go against Tampa at home. And the A's offense has been really weird. I mean, they had 2 or less runs in 4 games, and then they had 5+ runs in 4 games. So it's kind of, you never know what you're going to get. So I'm going to bet just on the offense. So let's go over 8.5. I think 170 is, a tad bit too high. Maybe a good parlay piece. If you want to throw them in a parlay with the Yankees and the Phillies, I think that'll pay pretty good. I think that's a good 3-leg parlay.
Same pick, Lonte. I took the over. The Athletics, you're right. Whenever you open the scores, the Athletics could be 10-0 up or 10-0 down, or anything in between. And you're not surprised, are you? You look at the score and it's 14-6 or something, like in the 4th inning. They're fucking insane. They're a good watch. I like them. We've got some good players. I like Jeffrey Springs as well. He's been a bit of a show darling over the years. Fairly reliable, decent length, a little bit better on the road. 3.48 ERA, all play well. It's always worth looking at the splits in Steinbrenner Field where the Rays are playing here. And Shane Baz is suffering there. He has cleaned it up. You're absolutely right. I like Baz as well, but he's got a 5.70 ERA at home. He's had tons of run support as well. This park is currently playing small. 14-8. The Cubs last week, the game finished 40. They had 22 runs in that game. I picked the over as well, Lonte. I completely agree with you. Over 8.5. Back to the top of the page for a 7:10 Eastern first pitch between the Milwaukee Brewers and the New York Mets, where fastball Freddie Peralta will go for the Brewers. For the Mets, it is Clay Holmes. Even money, Milwaukee, plus 100. The Mets are minus 130. And the total is 8.5. Peralta's pitching all right. The Brewers 5-2 in his last 7 starts. But he's another one, like Baz. We have to look at the splits. And we talk about home Freddie Peralta, a little bit like Logan Webb. These people are stark contrasts. And Peralta has got a 4.02 ERA on the road, which isn't terrible. It's just worse than his home form. Clay Holmes has been consistent. A 2.97 ERA is fine. And the Mets are in a funk, I'll give you that. I mean, they were swept by the Pirates at the weekend. That's not ideal. But again, I was looking at their home road splits. And if you want to back the Mets, you have to back them at home. And they've had a bit of a road trip last week. They've got to be happier back at home this time around. They're still 29-12 at Citi Field. The Brewers are only 500 on the road, so fairly average. The Mets are a workable price here. I actually thought that my last note here says, at home, I think we might get a generous price because the Mets have been struggling. And Peralta's a name. He's a recognisable name. Minus 130 is about right. I was hoping for maybe a minus 120. But yeah, I'll take the Mets, Lonte.
Yeah, man, I wanted to. I'm in line with you. I wanted it to be around like 115, to be honest with you, man. I think it's maybe like 15, 20 cents a little bit higher than what I wanted to do. I thought it was going to be a good. I think it's still a good spot for the Mets. It's just like number wise, I just kind of can't do it after another disappointing weekend, especially with the way Milwaukee's been playing. I mean, 8-2 in the last 10. They crushed righties on the road. They're hitting 261 versus righties the last 10 on the road. I mean, just look at their last 10 offensively overall. They're hitting about 320, 8 runs per 9 on 11 hits. That's incredible offense by them. And Holmes has been okay, 7 straight, not allowing more than 3 earned. He's got a low hit rate, not allowed more than 1 earned run in his last 4 at home. He does have some walk issues, though. Milwaukee's a bit patient at the plate, so if they can get guys on, Milwaukee will capitalize. For Peralta's 3 straight wins, 2.90 ERA, steady on the road. He's not, like you said, the splits are what they are, and he is who he is. But I would have to take the plus money with Milwaukee. I mean, it's just a pricing thing. Like if it was 115, like if the Mets were under 120, I would bet them. But I can't. I got to take the plus money with Milwaukee. Although I will say I think this is a good spot for the Mets coming off that sweep. But they were embarrassed again. This is the second time they've been embarrassed at home in the past month. They got embarrassed by Tampa, and then they got embarrassed by Pittsburgh. Like that, and Tampa I can kind of understand because they were like rolling at that time. But Pittsburgh, I mean, they made Pittsburgh look like the Dodgers.
Yeah, you're right. Like Pittsburgh, yeah, that was a really weird series. Nathan wants the nerfy in that one. Apparently, he tried to type goat, and he wanted the goat
emoji. Okay, got you.
The goat emoji, but for some reason, the internet decided he wanted to write gold, turquoise, white horns. So there you go. Each to their own. Next game is this interesting little series, and I'm going to bring up actually the Monday game briefly between the Cincinnati Reds and the Boston Red Sox. Brady Singer for the Reds and Dick Fitz for the Boston Red Sox. Minus 120 for Boston and even money Singer, the total at 9.5. I think last week, Lonte, I mentioned Skeens and Misiowski. We handicapped the kid Chase Burns, I think, for the Reds. And we said you have to take him because it's fun. And sure enough, got the win. Great price, wasn't it? Plus 130, plus 140.
Oh, well, I will correct you, Mal. I will correct you. You took him. I took the Yankees, and I was wrong. You took him. I took the Yankees. I but I understood why you took him, but I just went the other way. That's all.
I remember.
I don't want to take credit. I don't want to take credit for your win. I don't want to take credit for your
win.
Win.
That's very honest of you, that, Lonte. The gambling gods, Lonte, will smile upon you tonight for not stealing that. But he's plus 150 tonight on Monday. The Monday game starts in a couple of hours. Plus 150 taking on Garrett Crochet and the Red Sox. And blow me if I'll not be going in again. Like, you've got to have another little dabble, haven't you? We're playing with house money. Brady Singer has settled down this month a little bit. 3.67 ERA in his 5 June starts. Dickie Fitz is a bit up and down, but his 2 starts at Fenway Park haven't gone well at all. 7 innings, 10 hits, 8 earned runs, 5 walks, 3 homers. Now, I like Fitz. He's going to be good, unquestionably. But on the back of those 2 starts, Singer's been going all right. Both teams are more profitable the under, but I just couldn't pull the trigger on that at all. I didn't like those stats in direct contrast with Fitz's numbers. I'm going to go Cincinnati first 5 here. I think they can hit Fitz. And Singer's been steady away, fairly reliable. So the Reds might just have their noses in front through 5 innings, Lonte.
Yeah, you know what? I like that as well. I picked the over. I had the over with the question mark, just thinking Cincinnati's been pretty consistent offensively. They faced a tough schedule to end June at San Diego, the Yankees, and at St. Louis, where they're really good. Singer's been really good as well, man. 2 or less and 4 straight on the road. He's allowed a 4 in 5 inning pitch versus the Yankees in his last start. So, coming off a bit of a letdown there, at least 3 walks in 4 of his last 5, needs to clean that up as well. But Boston's in free fall right now, 3-7 the last 10. They were on a bit of an upswing, even when they, before they dealt Devers, and then afterwards they were still okay. They can't score, man. 3 or less in 6 of the last 10. But again, I think at home they'll hit the ball a little bit better. I want to take Singer in the first 5 and maybe come back with Boston in the back end, like maybe take a live bet with them. But I do think that Singer is the better pitcher, obviously, and I would go with Singer early, and then maybe Boston wakes up and rallies to come from behind. So I'll be looking to take Boston live after the 5th inning, but I do like Singer early on. Maybe a first 3 price on Singer.
Oh, the first 3. I'm still wounded from that only one I ever bet Lonte a few weeks ago before I went to bed. Went to sleep on a loser. 7:15 Eastern first pitch. The LA Angels are at the Atlanta Braves. Left-handed pitcher Tyler Anderson for the Halos. It will be, is his name Didier? I nearly said Diego then. Didier Fuentes for the Braves. -165 Atlanta, +140 the Angels. Total Lonte at 9.5. Didier Fuentes -165. Have you gone mad, Lonte?
Yeah, no. Have they gone mad? Actually, should be the case. I mean, I can't lay this number with Atlanta. I mean, I looked at the Angels' first 5. I mean, I understand. Anderson's got his struggles on the road. I mean, 24 combined runs in his last 5 road starts. He's had some length issues this month. Has not completed 5 innings in 3 of his last 5. But again, I mean, Fuentes 10 earned and 2 starts. Both were on the road. He's got a low K rate, means he's got a lot of contact. The Angels have shown like they can hit the ball in stretches. I mean, just price wise, this is absolutely like ridiculous. That Atlanta scored 2 runs combined in the last 4 games. Like 2 runs. That's it. They're a team I can't figure out as well. They don't hit lefties well. They're about 225 versus lefties. I mean, everything points to the Angels here. I'm going to take Angels first 5, and I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, the only thing that doesn't point to the Angels is Tyler Anderson. Of the 100 or however many pitchers, there's probably only 4 or 5 I wouldn't fancy here. And Tyler Anderson's one of them, unfortunately. He's pitched okay at Boston last time, but it's still hard to bet on him. He's very, very hittable. He has a 6.26 road ERA. Fuentes, I might wake up on Wednesday morning and see the Braves have won this game. It's entirely possible. However, betting him at -165 still isn't the right thing to do, even if they're going to win the game. There might be better days ahead for him, but I need to see it first. 8 1/3 so far he's pitched, 10 earned runs. It's a really volatile-looking game, I thought this. The Angels can score runs. They've actually averaged more runs per game than Atlanta across the season. You'd have got a huge price on that being the case at the start of the season. So I'm going to take runs. Atlanta are good at home. They're 23-17 at home. So you can back them there, but I don't want to do it with Fuentes. So I'll take it over 9.5 between the Angels and the Braves. Next up is a 8:05 Eastern first pitch between the Cleveland Guardians and the Chicago Cubs, where Gavin Williams has the start for the Guardians. For the Cubbies, it is left-handed pitcher Matthew Boyd, -170 Chicago, +145 Cleveland. No total. That's the only little thing we have off the board tonight. Might be a show record. Williams still inefficient, throws too many pitches, but he's okay. He's been very good lately. He had a 2.57 June ERA in 5 starts. But Matthew Boyd's in great form, a 2.41 ERA. And we have to run out this that we run out every week. Cleveland against left-handed pitching. First 5, they are 4, 17, and 3. Straight up, they are 7 and 17. So -170 is a little bit on the skinny side. I get it. You shouted out some parlay pieces earlier on, Lonte. This might be another brick in the wall here. Cubs first 5. See if we can try and get something near -150.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Although at first when I was handicapping the game, I was like, Cleveland might be live to win it. Then I was looking at those numbers and I was like, I don't really know. I mean, Williams has been good though. Like he's been pretty good. I mean, he's pitched well this month. 3 earned or less in all 5 of his starts. 2 earned or less in 4 straight on the road. So he's been okay. It's just like offensively, I can't really trust him to do anything. And Chicago, I mean, Chicago's just, they're 4-6 in the last 10, but they've been fairly consistent overall. I mean, they hit the ball well versus righties. Boyd's been okay. He's going a lot of distance. And I mean, the one unit that I trust the most is the Chicago offense. And that's something that, I mean, I don't think you can discount, especially at home. So I want to lay the 1.5 with Chicago at home.
Yeah, fair enough. Can't put you off that. 6 straight quality starts from Matthew Boyd, Ralph tells us in the chat. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ralph. I think that's the way to go tomorrow. 8:05 Eastern, Baltimore Orioles at the Texas Rangers. Charlie Morton goes for Baltimore and Jacob deGrom draws the start for Texas. -180 the Rangers, +150 Baltimore. Lonte, the total is 7.
Yeah, so deGrom is back to being, man, dominant. I mean, I know he's been back, but he looks really, really good, man. 5 straight quality starts, 4-0. He's got a 1.41 ERA in that span. He blanked Baltimore in Baltimore, 7 scoreless on win. I think he had a no-hit bid going into the 7th. He's been dominant at home. Texas, I mean, Texas is what they are what they are. I mean, the pitching has been really good. Offense, I still don't trust it. Baltimore is right around 500. Morton's actually been pretty good in 6 starts since rejoining the rotation. He's 4-0 with a 2.90 ERA. He's got his swing and miss stuff has been really good. 7+ Ks in 3 of his last 5 starts. No home runs in 5 straight, so he's limited in the damage. That brings me to an under, Mal. I know 7 is low. If you look at the totals in the last series when they play each other, it was 9, 9, and then 8. So this is a whole run down. And deGrom pitched in one of those games where the score was 7-0 and the total was 8. So 2 of those 3 games went under. I want to trust deGrom to blank the maybe 1 run I can see, and Texas maybe 3 runs. So I can see a 3-1 score here. So I'm going to go with an under. If I had to make a bet on the side, Mal, another good parlay piece with a game we just talked about. If you want to go Chicago, Texas parlay, I think that's perfect. You probably should get like north of 150 in that range for that.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Lonte. Slightly different angle. Charlie Morton has had back-to-back very good months, and actually good for him because I know, like, he took quite a bit of stick at the start of the season, probably off us as well in part. And he could easily have just said, bollocks to this, I'm old, I'm rich, I don't need it, because he was really struggling. And he's fought back really, really well. Jacob deGrom, though, 8-2 record. He's got the 4th best DRA in his league. He's got the 2nd best whip in MLB. 13 straight games with 2 or fewer earned runs. On June the 25th, he took a no-hitter into the 8th against Baltimore. So I think the question is, will Baltimore adjust to deGrom and be able to hit him about? I think no. So I'm going for a Baltimore team total under. So I think the same as you. I'll wake up and see that Rangers 3-1 win that you called. I'll be happy with that because, Baltimore team total under 8:40 Eastern. First pitch. The Houston Astros are at the Colorado Rockies. I have just remembered I haven't done the adverts. I'll do that in a minute. Left-handed pitcher Colton Gordon for the Astros. It will be Chase Dollander for the Rockies. Plus 145, the Rockies. Minus 170, Houston. Total here is 11.5. Lonte, we could build a massive parlay tomorrow. There's loads of these bets at like minus 160, minus 170. I could put 5 or 6 in, because Houston are another one here. They're just a little bit too short to give them is outright. Houston. I can't even read my own right now. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Houston have won 3 of Gordon's last 4 starts, all on the run line. They've covered run lines for Colton Gordon. Conversely, the Rockies have lost 4 Dollander starts in a row by an average of 4.5 runs per game. Dollander's just out of form. He did a couple of really nice eye-catching things early in the season, but it's kind of gone south for him a little bit. The bullpen numbers are way in Houston's favour, so we could get this done later on. The Colorado home record is absolutely horrendous, and they are 31 and 54 on the run line. So I've got no problem. Like I said, the minus 170 in itself is actually quite tempting, but I've got no problem with taking a Houston run line, Lonte.
Yeah, I agree 100%. If you look at Dollander's numbers, like you would kind of trick yourself into saying, he's been okay, and he has been okay. He's only allowed over 3 earned runs once in his last 7 starts. But the problem is he's better on the road. He's not good in Coors. And Houston's one of the hotter teams. They've been consistently hot all month, 7-3 the last 10. I like Gordon. He's been efficient. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. 2 earned or less in 4 straight, 3-0 in that span. Multi-home runs allowed in 2 of his last 3, so he kind of has to keep that down along with that hit rate. But again, I think Houston is a superior team. I kind of can see why the 170 is justified because of what Dollander's been doing over that last, handful of starts. But again, a lot of that damage has been done on the road and not at home. So I like Houston to get it done here. Another good parlay piece, man. But I like that minus 1.5 to get some plus money going against Colorado.
A Houston player who's quietly, maybe just quietly for me, having a really good season is Jeremy Pena. I just kind of haven't noticed what he's been doing because was he the MVP in the World Series a couple of years ago? So,
yep. Yeah. He was the reason why they didn't sign back Carlos Correa.
Yeah. And I just haven't really noticed him since then, obviously because he made such a big splash. But his numbers, if you look at his recent numbers this year, he's been absolutely outstanding. So, there's an angle in. Get some Jeremy Pena. Props 9:40 Eastern. First pitch. I've got to do the adverts, Lonte. My God, you're terrible at reminding me. Right.
Bad.
Underdog Best Ball Mania. It's not really your responsibility. It's happening all summer long. Giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also is a great place to play. Pick him. Use our code MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code MLB SGPN. And you've heard us talk about rhythm regularly here on the show. And they've dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, which are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high return on investment. These Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean, data-backed bets. Get your 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. 9:40 Eastern, first pitch. Kansas City Royals are at the Seattle Mariners. Michael Lorenzen for the Royals. The Mariners will throw Emerson Hancock. Minus 135 for Seattle. Plus 115 for the Royals. Total here is 8, Lonte.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I can't trust Kansas City at all, man. At all. I don't know if I know I was low on them going in. Were you high on them when like coming into the season?
Yeah, I think everyone was. Yeah.
I wasn't. I wasn't. Me and D
Okay,
Rock
all
did a
right.
me and D Rock did a pod, and I did not like anything that I mean they didn't do a ton, but I didn't like at all. So I'm all about fading them, especially here. Seattle's played 3 straight road series that are back at home. They're 6-4 in their last 10. Their offense has really picked it up, 6+ runs in 7 of those games. Kansas City, I mean, 3-7 last 10. They scored 2 runs or less in 6 of the last 8. They're hitting under 220 in the last 10. 2.8 runs per 9 in that span. Lorenzen's got some home run issues, a bit up and down on the road. I mean, and I'm not the biggest like Hancock fan, but he's been dominant at home in his last few starts. I mean, 3 earned combined in his last 3 starts at home, under 4 hits allowed in 4 of his last 6. Does have some walk issues, but again, Seattle at home, they're hitting about almost 270. The way the offense is going, man, I think Seattle buries them here, man. So I'm going to take Seattle minus that 1.5 as well.
I actually wrote down some Royals offensive stats as well, Lonte, same as yourself, just because it feels like a long time since I've put them in focus, particularly. Lorenzen's quite predictable, which is handy. And very below average, 631 junior ERA, 568 road ERA. Now, Emerson Hancock's numbers are really inflated by a 9 earned run start at the Cubs back on June the 21st, because around that start, he's pitched really well. And big part of the handicap, like you say, the Royals' offense is just way off it. 3.3 runs per game. WRC plus of 83 for that Royals. I'm just not buying it. So, yeah, Seattle minus 135. I don't mind Hancock. He's been putting it together. The penultimate game on the show is a 9:40 Eastern first pitch between the San Francisco Giants and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hayden Birdsong for the Giants and Zach Gallen will go for the Snakes. Minus 135 Arizona, plus 115 for the Giants. The total is at 9.5. Hayden Birdsong has been miles away lately. 5 June starts yielded a 6.38 ERA. The Giants have lost 10 of 14 as well. Had a little skid going. Talking of skids, the Diamondbacks are in the middle of a 4-game skid before the Monday night game. And Gallen's been just as bad as Birdsong. 5-7, 4-4 earned runs in his last 4 starts. I immediately went to look at the over-under stats here. And once I'd done that, I didn't need to go anywhere else. I could stop handicapping this game. Both pitchers and teams are positive to the over, and that's where my instinct took me. So I'll take a first 5 over, Lonte. I think we see runs.
Yeah, you know what? When I looked at this game, I didn't like either pitcher. I didn't particularly like San Francisco's offense, but I do like Arizona's offense. They took 2 of 3. Arizona, that is, took 2 of 3 in San Francisco in May. Obviously, a different team. 2 of those were very high scoring. Gallen's been Gallen went to North Carolina, which is one of my favorite schools, but like he's been horrible, man. He's been absolutely horrible. Hit rate's been sky high. 6.97 ERA in his last 6 starts. Like he's been, or 9 starts. I'm sorry, he's been really, really bad, man. The only thing he's been good at is just like he used to be money at home. Like when he was at home, he was automatic. But now he's like just unreliable. So I might take a swing with the Giants, but I don't love it. Obviously, I mean they lost a series to the White Sox, who we're going to talk about in a second. They scored 5 combined runs in those games against the White Sox of all teams. They don't hit the ball well on the road. But again, I just can't trust either side, so I'm just going to root for runs with you, Mel. So I'm going to go with that over as well.
Last game on the board is a Cowboy time 10-10 first pitch between the Chicago White Sox and the LA Dodgers. Shane Smith for the White Sox, Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers, who are minus 330, plus 265 for the White Sox. Lonte, 8.5 is the total. Finish us off with a winner.
Well, hopefully we get a winner, man. We love our White Sox first five, but I can't take it here. I'm going to look at the White Sox team total to go under. Yamamoto's been up and down over his last five starts. 4-0. What is this? 5-3-0. 12 earned runs in his last three starts at home. 2 earned in his last 3 on the road. So he's not been good at home. But I think this kind of can give him some confidence here against a. The White Sox are actually playing well. I mean, they're 500 in the last 10. I think they've won 2 of the last 4 series, so they're okay. They're serviceable. And Smith's been, in a bit of a funk. 10 earned in his last 6 1/3 innings pitched. Both of those were at home. Hit rate's been up over his last 3, but he has been pretty good on the road. Again, this is a different animal with the Dodgers taking 7 of their last 10, taking advantage of a weak schedule. I think they continue that here. I think we see a Yamamoto gem of a game. I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe goes 7 2/3 scoreless, maybe 8, and you probably get 1 run tacked on when the bullpen comes in or something. But I can see this being easily 6-1, 7-0 type of game.
You picked out a lot of the important stats and trends I had. That's it. That was an 8th series win of the season for the White Sox. They are quietly going along okay. But Smith, he was our guy. He might be our guy again in the future. But he's hard to pick in this spot tomorrow. He has hit a little bit of a slump. 5 earned runs in each of his last 2 starts. And his road numbers still look good. I'll need to see him throw another good start before I can get Smith back on side. But you mentioned that Yamamoto's given up runs at home, 12 in his last 3 starts, a 3, a 5, and a 4. So I think the White Sox can join in here. I think this total's low. I've got a first 5 over. That was before I saw the lines. I actually don't mind a full game over here. I'm going to do a Lonte and call my shot. Dodgers win this 7-3 is the answer.
Okay,
so
that's cool.
Take 10. That's plenty. That's a whole run and a half over what we need. So an over to round out for me. Lock and dog. I think it's my turn, Lonte, to go first. I think you led off last week. The only problem with this is I haven't left myself time. Well, okay, I'm going to steal the Miami Marlins at plus 115. Yes, Lonte, have that.
Yeah, you got me.
7-game winning streak. They're good. Cabrera's good. Joe Ryan's the only little problem in here. But Joe Ryan, however, is making the price. That's what Joe Ryan's doing. Because without his name, the Twins wouldn't be this price ever. Oh, actually, that's not your dog, though. You're having the Cardinals. We know this.
Yeah.
So I'll take Miami at plus 115. And for a lock, let's have a little look. No, I don't like that particularly. Right. Oh, my goodness. I want to go second every week, Lonte. I've backed myself into a corner here. I'll take Seattle. Prefer Hancock to Lorenzen. Prefer the Mariners to the Royals. One of those, like you said, 7 or 8 things that we would quite like to put in various little round robins and 2-team, 3-team, 4-team parlays. But yeah, I'll take Seattle at minus 135 as my lock to go with the Marlins as my underdog, Lonte.
It's good picks, man. That's good picks. For my lock, I'm going to go over, I think it's 9 for Washington, Detroit. I don't trust either pitcher. I actually like Williams, the way he's been going. He's just not winning games, but he's been pitching well. Flaherty's been a bit of a shell of himself. I think Washington at home can take advantage of that. They've been hitting the ball extremely well over the last 10 games. Actually, both teams have been hitting the ball extremely well. So I trust these offenses to kind of get it done. Detroit showed that they've been able to – their offense carries. Offense was a thing that I was worried about coming into the season, but they fared pretty well. So I think both teams can get over. I think both teams get to 4 runs and we get a push. By that's the least of our worries. We get a push. So let's go over that 9. And for the dog, man, one of my favorite plays of the day, man. I like St. Louis plus 140. Look, love Skeens, love everything about him, but he hasn't had a good record. He hasn't had a good track record against St. Louis. St. Louis is playing as the better team right now. They've had better success this year against them. Actually, I mean, if you want to go back to previous years, they won 7 of 10 versus them. Offenses looked extremely well. They were in a bit of a funk maybe like 3 weeks ago, but they kind of, they righted the ship, and I think their offense will be carried here. if they can get the Skeens early and force the Pittsburgh to go to that bullpen, that could be the issue here, because St. Louis gets 2 or 3 runs early within the first 3 innings, then some pressure starts to mount on them, and I think Palante will go just fine. So let's go with St. Louis plus 140 for the dog.
Now, the other thing, Lonte, is we go to pick our dingers here, talking about building parlays. We've got 5 pitchers who are tied 13th or higher, so between 13th and 1st, giving up home runs. So there's no excuse, Lonte, for us not to be able to pick a home run. We've got 5 of the blokes who can't keep it in the yard. So, I mean, home run parlays tomorrow. This is the other thing. We could get rich tomorrow night. I'll give you those names, anyone at home listening who wants to. We've got Zach Gallen, who's sitting in 4th on the list. Tied 9th are Jack Flaherty and Michael Lorenzen. We have Emerson Hancock, who is tied 13th. Tyler Anderson is tied 13th. And if you go one place lower than that, Shane Baz and Chase Dollander, who are both on the card as well. So that's 7, Lonte. Anyone could hit a home run. So out of all of those, who are you going to fade?
You know what? the guy that I want to fade is not on that list. But it's the guy that I want to fade is not on that list, but the guy's team that I want to bet against is on that list. So I'm going to go Tampa Bay, Brandon Lowe. Brandon Lowe's been amazing. He's had 3 home runs in his last 4 games. He is on a I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17 game hit streak. He's been crushing the ball. So I think at home, against Jeffrey Springs is okay. But again, I think Tampa's offense is going to be too much. I like Brandon Lowe to hit not 1, but 2 home runs tomorrow, man. I'm calling my shot. 2 home runs tomorrow.
Oh, go on. We just talked about putting together some fancy prices. That's the one. I'm going to fade Michael Lorenzen, who's you mentioned that. It was part of your handicap. He struggles to keep the ball in the yard, which gives us the Seattle Mariners. Now, the obvious thing to do is take the big dumper, but I'm going to zig a little bit and take Randy Arozarena. I think he can get to Lorenzen tomorrow. So we'll put Randy Arozarena up to hit a home run. Lonte, I feel like we've got about 35 to 40 winners between us in the last hour, which is might be a world record, Lonte.
Let's hope so. Man.
Well done. Love our Monday. The enthusiasm of a Monday before we have our souls crushed by a Wednesday or a Thursday. It's the highlight of the week. So thank you very much, mate. Thanks everyone who joined us in the chat. You help keeping us sane as well. The chat's been brilliant. Lonte, anything to tell the people before we let them go?
I'm about to jump on the NBA podcast if you want to talk some free agency and some NBA draft. So I'm going over to meet Scott right now. If you guys want to go.
There you go. Go and listen to Scott and Lonte. I might get in the chat and make unhelpful remarks. Thank you very much, mate. Good luck with your bets. I'll be back with Dylan same time tomorrow, and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.